they had confused her with me, and they were giving her the points even though they belonged to me.
No, no intros. We don't do intros. No.
No, we're gonna do an intro. I'm just letting y'all
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
look at.
Yeah, so this is right now we're watching one of my first tournaments I competed in as a white belt, two-stripe white belt. Me and two teammates decided to drive up to New York to compete in the New York Pro. And I also competed last weekend in the IBJJF Pan in Florida. So when I was looking at my matches for last weekend, as now being purple belt, ran into this video, and I was like, let me just take a look at this.
I would do
And
like a gator roll if you saw the double legs, grab the double legs, and then just start spinning, until you let like your opponent's like disoriented or whatever.
well, I was smashing the hell out of her. So
Yeah.
the reason I decided to play this video for you all watching out there is I wanted to see how my skill has changed, and I can tell, as with all white belts, I used a lot more strength and a lot more smashing. And
How long have you been a white belt? Oh, how long have you been? How long have you been in BJJ? Sorry.
Since 2016. So like I said, this is one of my first tournaments, and this was back in 2016. So this is about when I started.
Yeah, 6 years.
Mm-hmm. Only 6? No, 7, man.
I think it's funny that the ref is giving all of your points, or giving all your points.
Yeah, they gave all the points to the other. At least that's how it shows on this one. And obviously, I'm like,
that's not Yana.
Yeah, right. They definitely gave the wrong points to the wrong person, but like obviously I was dominating that one. But yeah, let's move on to intros. I'll stop my screen for right now.
So it's been a while, but hello, welcome to the Booze and BJJ podcast. We're not really boozing today, me for medical reasons. Oh, Yana's got something. But
anyways. Oh yeah, I didn't realize that we weren't boozing today.
No, I can't. I literally can't right now. So,
Frankie, what's your excuse? Is that water or vodka?
Vodka water. Let's just say that.
It's moonshine water flavored. No, but anyways, Frankie, how have you been? Hi. Where have you been?
Busy, man. Busy. Still teaching at Chantilly. With the two a week, and I'm starting to do personal training.
Oh.
Yeah. How that came across was, some kid got bullied, and their parents reached out to me and said, "Hey, can you teach our kid?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Mm-hmm. So we're teaching self-defense
at Chantilly.
No, personal.
Okay.
So like one-on-one, they got their whole basement decked out. Heavy bag mats. It's like the works. I was like, okay, we can work with this. So it's an experience. Never really done personal, but it's cool. I like it. It's fun. The kids having fun. So yeah.
Well, good.
Would you say you get more fulfillment from that one-on-one versus like?
Oh yeah. So and I was just having a conversation with her. Why is my camera backwards? So I'm paying. I don't know why is it doing that. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. Don't.
Anyways, it's messing me up. That's why. So I was explaining to her that when I have one-on-one with her, I actually can like really focus on her mistakes versus in a class. In a class, I have to tell somebody, "Hey, fix this," and they have to do it on their own. With her, I'm actually showing and physically touching her, like to move this, bring this hand up more, faces foot like this and like went really one-on-one, really breaking it down to into details. I think that's why personal training is better. So if you guys out there can have a one-on-one with somebody like a higher belt or someone with more experience, that's a gold right there.
Yeah, definitely improve more because of that focus.
Yeah, and I think open mats are for that. I think people go into open mats just to get a workout in or anything like that, but I think it's if you use it more as a let me break this technique down step by step by step by step, I think you can accomplish a lot more.
Yeah.
I view it like that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I agree with that. That's kind of what I've been doing recently, anyways.
Yeah.
Like about it.
Because some people because some people go in there like, oh, open mat, okay, let me get a workout in real quick, boom, 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 let me roll out, let me go party my weekend away. It's like, nah, it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, let me work on this technique a little more over and over and over.
I'm not saying any names, but no.
I can't say that I'm not guilty of that, of just going to open mat, boom, 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 get my workout in, get out, party it up for the rest of the weekend. I'm guilty of that. But no, I hear your point. It is definitely, especially if the coach is there during open mat or those higher belts, it's a great way to get that like clarification on certain techniques that you're struggling with, for sure. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So I really do like the one-on-ones. Like you said, you really can, help somebody focus on the areas that they need to improve in. We had one of the dads at the gym who's a police officer. He started coming to that 6 p.m. unofficial hour that I do, where I basically just work out, and it turned into kind of like a one-on-one session before no gi on Fridays.
Who's the police officer?
It's one of the dads of the little kids in the kids class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he wanted to get in a little better shape and learn how to be able to control someone a little bit more efficiently.
Yeah, I think police training and actual training is very different because my brother-in-law, he's a police officer, and me and him kind of test each other out a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though I've been a white belt for the past 10 years, but other than that,
Yeah. What I was gonna say is if the young lady that you're personally training, if she wants to do some more like no gi oriented grappling, I'll talk to Masasugi and she can come to that 6 p.m. hour.
So there's gonna be so I told my students that and on top of this, I'm training my daughter as well a little bit more,
right?
Since she's been out of the game for a little bit, because me and her back in the day just bam 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 bam, but she's starting to get back into it, and she's like, okay, now she's starting to pick up her rhythm up again, and it's like, all right, we're gonna do this 3 months hard training, go to the gym, spar against you two versus my students, and let's see how we do. So it's gonna be an interesting. Yeah, because they're learning things that I'm really not teaching because we haven't got there yet. But I have more time with them in personal training than in class. So she'll be going. They'll be going up with the fight teams. Yeah,
that's what it's called, right?
Kumite, yeah.
Kumite, yeah. It's like an in-house little match or in-house competition.
Yeah, so hopefully it's gonna be pretty cool. We'll see what happens, and I'm excited to see how my teaching is hopefully it's becoming something,
Like you're having an impact that you can actually see.
Yeah, I mean, with Wilson's TCB fight, I was happy with the result that we came out. I mean, we came out with a loss, but we didn't disappoint, if that makes any sense. We went We went
Like
in there.
he showed his skill and that like he worked hard and
Yeah, that we showed skill and we had heart. I think that's
Mhm.
what. Towards the end, he pissed me off though because he went on his knees, and that was a no because that's if Wilson gets on here, me and him are gonna talk about that a little bit. But he once he gets like really tired, he'll get on his knees and
Yeah.
start like, and that's a big no
Mhm.
because that's like showing weakness. So that's one of his weaknesses. Where as I'm his coach, like I'm trying to break that from him that
Mhm.
hey, even though we're tired, we're not going to show that we're tired.
Yeah, warrior mentality.
Exactly.
For sure.
But hope he hops on.
Yeah, we'll see.
I hope so. I'm gonna punch him in the knee for
You're
ignoring my
gonna punch him.
messages.
That's gonna hurt your hand more than it's gonna hurt his knee.
Me and him have a love-hate relationship. Me and Wilson have a love-hate relationship. I love the kid. I love the kid. But man, sometimes he's stubborn or he doesn't listen or he doesn't, and it's
Mhm.
like
That's
watch
the
out.
most frustrating thing as a coach, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
that
yeah.
is a 23-year-old.
Yeah. And I'm like, I've been in his shoes. I've been there. I've done that. I need to fix that. I need to like, it's like have patience. Like I'm learning things while coaching, if that makes any
Mm.
sense.
Yeah.
So like I'm teaching myself, okay, be more patient. All right. Like have more break things down more in detail.
hmm
But just teenagers nowadays, man, they get to you.
Oh, I know. Like
Kids in general,
a couple of them
of
at the
all
gym.
ages.
Yeah, a couple of them at the gym got taller than me all of a sudden, and now they're gunning at me like a bat out of hell. Like they're
Mm.
trying knee bars, toe holds, all sorts of submissions they shouldn't be doing. I'm like, no,
Like, who
stop
taught you
it.
that? Wasn't me.
It was
That's not
YouTube,
allowed.
wasn't it? Yeah.
No, I'm not. Hey, Yana, I'm not gonna lie. These pandemic babies are diff. I don't know what the hell. My son,
hmm
I don't know. I never seen a terrible two like that before in my life.
A what?
A terrible twos? You never heard the terrible
Oh yeah.
twos?
Uh-huh.
No, these pandemic babies, they make terrible twos
Different.
look like a walk in the park. I don't know what he's on something else, dude.
I'm nearing that for Lila too. Like, she's just got really bad separation anxiety. But I don't want to talk about kids on this podcast because it's called Booze and BJJ. We got two things
Uh,
on our minds, people. We got booze and jujitsu.
what about Muay Thai?
We can do that too.
Oh, yeah, it's a little bit of that sprinkled
Oh
in.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Of course.
Well, that's why I
No, and
wanted.
then you got to rename your podcast, Thomas, to booze or booze and MMA. But it doesn't sound as catchy as booze and BJJ. So
I can put in parentheses and
yeah.
Muay.
Nah, let's keep
That's
it a
fine.
Muay
boost.
Thai.
Don't change nothing. It's all good.
No,
I'm just that guy.
I actually really wanted Wilson to come on so we could talk about his fight.
Yeah, I don't think I ever did we watch that at some point?
No, I
We didn't
think
break it
His
down
no.
fight
yet. I
or
think he should be here if and when we watch his fight, he should be in attendance.
message him on Facebook real quick. Like, hey, Coach Frankie said hop on.
I think I actually think we did review like a few minutes of it.
I
But
can't remember.
yeah, Yana, how have you been? I think it's your turn.
Yeah,
Oh
I've been
God.
good. Busy with like life and stuff. So I mentioned earlier last weekend I competed in the IBJJF Pan in Orlando, Florida. Well, technically Kissimmee, Florida. And I think all things considered, I did pretty well. I'm back to training. I think it's been like a year now that I've been back into training after like a 2-year hiatus between COVID and having a kid and everything. You know how life is. So I think I did pretty well. I won second place silver. Um,
Pretty
and
impressive. That's pretty impressive.
yeah, I think
He-
it's not gold, but it's also not bronze, and it's also not nothing. So, I and
Yeah,
like I said, considering all the circumstances, I think I did pretty well. And it's definitely harder this time around now having a kid and more job responsibilities and whatnot, trying to get that training in, and also battling that fatigue that comes with age has been another struggle. But, you know, when you got winning on your mind, you got to be a warrior, as we were saying earlier, Frankie. You can't like let that stop you from training hard and preparing to the best of your ability. So leading up to the tournament, you know, about like 2.5 weeks out, I stopped drinking entirely. About like a week out, I stopped eating any kind of candy or anything like that. I ate really clean to cut weight, because with jiu-jitsu you can't do it like Muay Thai where you just cut weight by dehydrating yourself and then you know you have a whole night, like a whole 24 hours to replenish everything lost. Like you don't have that luxury with jiu-jitsu. They weigh you like 5 minutes before you match. Maybe you have like 20 minutes before you match, but of course that's not enough time to recover. So a lot of times it's through dieting and you know, eating really clean and getting extra cardio in leading up to it. So I felt really good actually during my matches. I felt really good. That all being said, yeah, so that was my main focus past couple of weeks. And this last week, you know, post tournament, I've been replenishing all those carbs that I wasn't eating beforehand. So, you know, eating the stuff that I want to and whatnot. And I trained like 3 times this week, so still feeling, you know, pretty good after the tournament.
That's good.
But yeah.
Let me ask you this question. Overall, which medals are the best? The best experience? The gold, the silver, or the bronze?
The best experience? I mean, gold, because not only are you getting the most number of matches you can for the money you've well, actually, you know, gold and silver, you're still getting the same number of matches because, you know, gold and silver, that's the finals match. So you're still getting the same number of matches as that person who won gold. They're just like the one who beat you. So when it comes to like the experience that you're getting, I would say gold and silver is about like the same when it comes to like how much experience am I gaining from this tournament. I'm having the same number of matches. When it comes to bronze, that's always been like, it's always a little disappointing because it's like, man, I just wanted to make it to that finals match at least, you know? So I would say when it comes to, obviously the most rewarding would be gold, but when it comes to viewing tournaments as a way to gain more experience against opponents, they're about the same level to me. And the best tournaments are round robins. Unfortunately, every IBJJF tournament is single elimination. So once you lose, you're out. You can't compete anymore. Round robins, like Grappling Industries, you can compete in each person in your division, even if you lose your first match. Like you still get to compete. Like if you had 6 other people in your division, you get to compete with each single one of them, even if you lose one of your matches. So when it comes to like the type of tournaments, I say those are the ones that are going to give you the most bang for your buck.
Yeah, because I heard one time I was at Grappling Industries, and I'm hearing these guys talk, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you know, I don't really like my golds and silver. They're like in my drawer or something like. But my bronze means a lot to me because I almost lost, and I really had to fight for that bronze. So bronze means more than silver and gold." And I was like, "Huh." I was like, "Okay,
I've never
that
heard
makes
that.
sense." You never heard that? I mean, it was a
No.
conversation that I like eavesdropped in, and they were like,
I mean, it
you
is
know,
like, I don't know.
and
I can kind of see that because it's like everybody's like full energy in that quarterfinals, you know.
Yeah, because I got bronze, and then you know I kind of related to that because I was like, man, this is my only chance to actually place in this damn. So, and my whole team was like, come on, we can at least hit third, and it's like they're hyping you up, and I'm like, okay, cool, let's go in there and let's see if we can get this third, and sure enough,
So
I got
Yeah, that's
bronze.
a good point. It is like, you know,
Yeah.
It's like, if I don't want to lose this one, if I want to come back with something, I cannot lose this match.
I actually have heard that about bronze, but it was a specific.
Really?
It was one specific scenario where my friend who was competing knew that the other guy was like a really tough high level wrestler, so he fought for that bronze. So I mean,
Yeah, I
in a
mean,
specific scenario like that, yeah, you know, I have
yeah,
heard
you
that.
never, I mean, unless you're looking that person up beforehand, you never really know this,
Hmm.
who you're up against. I sometimes I look up my opponents and sometimes I don't.
Well, it was
I didn't this time.
this particular competition. It was basically the same group of guys as the previous grappling industries,
Mhm.
so we all basically knew each other.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah, I don't
anyways,
know. I mean, yeah, I get it. I get that mentality. I mean, I'll tell you something. It's like, um, you definitely, lose energy that first match. So the second match can sometimes feel as enjoyable. It's like, oh man, I expended a lot, like this one's gonna be a lot harder. And it's a lot more intimidating, as you're progressing through the brackets. Each
Yeah.
each match is more intimidating. But
I,
yeah.
I think I think now that I got through that first, like, I lost my V card, now I can, like, okay, I could be a little bit more relaxed. I know what I'm expecting out of this now. Because when
Yeah.
I first competed, I was like, oh shoot, I was all nervous and whatnot. My heart
Oh
was
yeah, yeah,
racing and
yeah.
stuff like. But
That's never
now,
gonna go away.
really,
No, even to this day, like even this past weekend, I was nervous. Leading up to it, I
really,
always feel imposter syndrome. Like, I don't know if I should be doing this. I don't know if I'm ready. I'm probably
so
gonna like break my arm or whatever,
yeah,
I
so when
mean,
I
you always have those thoughts.
yeah, so when I fought like at TCB, like right before the fight, I was like, man, what if I get knocked out? I'm gonna get knocked out in front of a bunch of people, and I started thinking about my
Right.
opponent. Like, I know my opponent. I mean, we've trained together before, and now this is like a rivalry.
I feel
I
like
don't know how
that's even worse, like knowing
it
the
what
person. The
it
hardest matches I've
was.
ever had where it's like toe to toe have been against
Yeah.
people I've like gone against before or trained with. Like one time, one of the first tournaments I had to go against a really good friend of mine. And that was probably one of the hardest matches of my entire jiu-jitsu career.
So, but yeah, so like, but once I got into the ring and you heard that bell, it was just like normal. Like, oh, this is just another sparring match. But in
Mm.
I but in grappling industries, I couldn't loosen up till like after the third round. After my third
Mm.
match, I was like, okay, yeah, this is all right now. But I'm all worn out and all, like, you
Mhm.
know, sore and banged up. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm more relaxed now after the freaking three ass whoopings that I got.
Yeah.
So, so it was it was an experience. But if I go now, I'll be totally be like, whatever, bro, let's go. You know,
Yeah. I mean, age has a lot to do with it. I feel like, as you
yeah,
get older, you're kind of more like, okay, whatever happens out of this, I know that I did my best to prep, and it
hmm,
doesn't define me as a person. It doesn't define my value or worth as a person or
hmm,
as a teammate. And that's important to remind yourself when you're going through these competitions and signing up for tournaments. It's really easy. I know I did it to define or let the result of that competition dictate how you feel about yourself, or like let it like get to your head, like,
hmm,
oh man, like if you lose, oh man, I'm like, I don't know anything. Like, no, it's not like you suck or anything like that. It's you just got to go back to the drawing board, and like
yeah,
there's so many variables that go into whether you win or lose a match. Like, so like that person, you could be, I don't know, for women especially, like if you just started your period that day, you're already like
Oh God.
low energy, you know, you're not going to perform as well as you would have if, you know, you were at a different point of your menstrual cycle, whatever. Sorry to get to TMI, but I'm just
No,
speaking
no, no.
facts here.
No, that's good. That's good. That's good
Okay, yeah,
stuff.
because I know a lot of guys out there like, oh, you go to the period. Like, get over it. Okay, half the population experiences this shit, and it has impact on our energy levels and our
Yeah.
focus and our emotional regulation. Blah 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 blah. That all being said, my point is a lot of variables go into how you perform any one day in any one match, whether it's like you're training against a teammate or you're competing in, like, you know, you got your good days and your bad days, and it could be like just so happened that the person you went against, they were having a bad training day or
Yeah.
whatever else, you weren't feeling too well, and that's what, like, maybe they had really great skill set, but you happen to like have that extra more energy in your reservoir than they did or whatever, who knows. So I don't know, it could be a bunch of stuff, or like, you know, emotional factors, like personal life circumstances can cause someone to be a little bit more distracted than they normally would, and that, you know, affect their performance. A ref's decision can impact whether you win or lose a match. I had that experience this past weekend where after I won my second place, I decided to compete in the open. And the first match I had, I didn't get any of the points that I legitimately earned because the ref decided otherwise or whatever. And, you know, my coach Sugi and like my teammates were like, you know, I should have won that match. But like, it's the ref's decision. And the only way you can dispute it is like through like a formal memo, which like, I don't give a fuck. So, but like that all being said, lots of factors go into whether you win or and so it doesn't define you as a person. You know, you just like go back to the drawing board. Yeah, sucks. You feel like you wasted money or whatever. You feel like the biggest struggle I have when I lose is that I feel like I let my coach down because like he was really like put all this confidence in me and time into prepping me, and then I let him down by losing. I feel that pretty hard. But otherwise it's like, no, there's just like certain things, you know, that you know now you discovered some weaknesses that you can kind of work on and just build your skill set even more from there.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's I'll step off my soapbox.
So like you were saying, you know, like making your coach disappointed. When Wilson was fighting, I was disappointed in a couple of things, but I made him pay for it when he came back to the gym. See, no, I beat him up. I beat him up pretty bad. Me and him had a couple sparring rounds, and I hurt him. And that's the way I was brought up, you know, when training and stuff like that. Like, all right, well, you sucked at that fight, so let's fix what you messed up, you know.
Right.
Was that a cat? Was that a cat?
Yeah. No, fur baby.
Oh,
It looks like a little bear.
Just the look of it just makes my nose like want to itch, like
You're allergic?
hives, big time.
Oh,
here's Wole.
Who's this? Who's the? Oh,
on?
I saw W. I was like, Wilson, you better get some shit.
What's up?
Well, so I didn't know. Like, well, hi Wole, how are you?
Hey,
What's up, my
homie,
compadre?
Everybody's
Did
quiet.
we want like? Do you wanna give us a quick update, Wole?
Yeah, Wole, how's your week going? How have you been?
Are you pregnant again?
Are you pregnant again?
No.
He goes like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. I gotta think about that one.
Hey, hon.
Been good. I had a work trip, so it was. I went to a school in Milwaukee. 360.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, that does sound familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. Yeah, so actually one of my coworkers, he rolls too. He does jiu-jitsu. So we both went while we were up there.
Where does he roll at?
He rolls in he rolls in the same school, but in a different location. It's like in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh, he's one of those remote workers.
That must be nice.
So,
Frankie is.
Do you want me to share my screen?
yes. Let's see what we can see. I think we're reviewing your matches from Pans, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hey, Yana, those glasses are getting thicker, aren't they?
You know, even with my glasses, I feel like I'm blind. I'm like, I still have to squint even with the glasses on.
I knew it, man. When I first met you, you had these like little. Now look at you. Yeah,
I'm an old lady.
Yo,
but,
time is taking us apart, man.
It's all the like staring at screens, especially at night. That's what's really hurting our eyes.
Yeah.
All that staring at your phone right before you go to bed.
No, I look forward to bedtime, man. Honestly, not like back in the day.
You know what, Frankie? Me and Wole get to make fun of you if you ever get gray in your beard. So
too late. I'm already there, bro.
Oh,
I've been there.
I saw a little salt in there.
Bro, it's more than salt. The damn thing went freaking salt fishing.
How do you have more gray in your beard than I do?
When you become a coach, Wilson and teenagers. This is Wilson and teenagers right here, dude.
I help teach kids classes.
I didn't realize they record all the matches. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know I competed in IBJJF Open DC back in 2019, and I didn't find any videos on here of that. I don't know if I guess they don't record the Open tournaments or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we went there. Huh?
Is that a body lock you got on? Oh no, wait, what is that? Oh no, I see.
So I'm the one in the white.
Yeah, no, I see. But I thought. I know.
They started recording like after we had already started, so we were already at the ground at this point. Like it looks like 45 seconds in.
What are all these names?
Huh?
What are all these names?
What names? What do you mean?
The names when you hit play, you'll see.
What names?
See?
Here. Yeah, this is me. And then
they use it full.
Y stands for Yana, and then this is my actual name. And then P stands for Priya. That was her name.
Yeah, okay.
You have 3 names?
She has 4.
I have 4 names.
4. My bad.
2 middle names.
I got like 8 names.
That's not very American.
Well, I mean, I wasn't here, so.
That's more like Latino kind of shit, dude.
No, I mean, Latino is like two last names. I have 2 middle names.
Oh, you got 2 middle names. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom. That was a good pass.
Yeah, Toriando all the way.
Yeah.
People say that Toriando pass doesn't work.
Was she trying to buggy choke on you?
I get Toriando so much. It's so effective. You just got to time it right.
Is she trying to triangle you or buggy choke you here?
She's trying to get her knees in, but I'm trying to keep my head to her like belly button so she can't like get out. And then I was trying to get the paper cutter choke, but I just couldn't cinch it.
Oh, gotcha.
That pressure is serious. Look at that.
Started.
Oh, don't turn away. Get her back.
That's that like pressure.
That's eventually what I'm gonna end up doing.
Look at
that. I was focusing too much on that Toriando, and then I had her arm there, and I was gonna like try to do something with that, and she was hella flexible. Like I thought her shoulder was gonna pop off, but she was not giving up.
Yeah, that's a very, very dangerous position to be in when your arm is flexed all the way back like that. Especially when your hips are turned down like you want to go into a turtle. That can turn into a...
And then, like, just then, I tried to get that, where you, like, hook the arm and try to roll over into that the crucifix. I tried to do that, and she took her arm back too quickly. So what she should have done here is rolled, but it's always like, oh no, you never want to hurt your neck.
Oh God. Yeah. Flashback.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to like stay glued to her back and try to keep that like close contact so she can't like wiggle away. And here I'm trying to, I should have like tried to get my feet in to get the back take points, but I didn't. But here I'm trying to do that now. And now I'm trying to go for a choke. My signature bow and arrow. So I got the grip in.
Did she get a penalty?
I don't remember what for. And here's
when did you get an ankle tattoo, dude?
that's a long story, man.
Those are those drinking stories.
No, it's not a drinking story at all, actually. It's I got it with a friend I thought was going to be, a friend for life, and didn't turn out that way. So her and I don't talk anymore. Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. So here I ended up winning. I was like freaking I mean, if I hadn't made her tap, I would have won by points anyway.
Yeah.
There was no way she could recover from 7. The tattoo I got with a really good friend of mine. We were both into parkour. And then when I found out I was pregnant, she just she stopped being my friend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting a cover up.
That was a good match.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It does kind of represent like my parkour days, but it was meant to be like a shared tattoo. You know how that goes.
That was a good match. Like
that was a good match. I ain't gonna lie.
Completely shut her down the whole time. Looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt good too. Like I didn't feel particularly tired after that one.
Yeah, you could see where she was getting frustrated a little bit.
Yeah.
That's that pressure that Sugi always teaches, and just stick to them.
That pressure stuff, man, that works. Speaking of Wilson, that son of a gun, he thinks I don't know. He thinks I don't know how to roll or whatever, but he tries to pull a quick one on me, and then I grab him, and I'm like, "Are you sure?" And then I do some other stuff. He goes, "I didn't know you knew this." I was like, "How long do you think I've been with Sugi, bud? You think I just started it here?" Like
you can't be like working under Sugi and not know some basic skills.
Yeah. I made him tap the other day. He was trying to be like a slick. I was like, "Come here," and I grab him, put him on a headlock, and I spin him and I pressure him. I'm like, "Oh, did not teach you this? The pressure. Now you got my fat ass on top of you, so more pressure."
It's all that pressure. Like Sugi's like all about that.
Yeah. Yo, ever since he taught me about pressure, it's like that's all I think about when I'm rolling. It's like, let me try to keep it tight.
Sugi and Isaac, their game is.
I feel like Isaac is a little bit on the flashy side. Me personally,
I agree.
Nothing against Isaac. I think Isaac's a good guy, but his style is more like.
It's more showy. Like
he does have that pressure game though.
But I'd like to point out, we're saying that with respect and admiration.
Yes,
of course.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
I don't want
pause it.
He always intimidates me.
Pause the video.
Pause the video just 1 second, Yana.
Let's put a disclaimer.
Yeah, just a disclaimer. Nothing against Master Isaac, man. He's one of the good coaches out there. I've trained with Isaac before, but his jiu-jitsu is more how can we say, elegant. Sugi's more, I want to take your soul.
Isaac scares me, man. Like
no doubt, dude, no doubt. But but it's crazy because when you see Isaac, he's huge, right? And then you put me next to Isaac, I'm bigger, like wider than Isaac.
Isaac's got those long limbs.
I think his game is sort of, he waits to explode into stuff, and like his
Yeah.
timing is like, you know,
But
perfect.
And you're like,
But
whoa,
it's-
what's happening?
But Isaac has that what is that, African wrestling?
Capoeira?
No, that's Brazilian. But you know, I mean, when I think where he travels to,
Somalia?
they're very.
No, wait, where was he?
Yeah,
He
he
was
was
in
in
Senegal.
Senegal. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, wherever, I mean, his background, he has more like wrestling background, I think, than just
Yeah.
BJJ, but they're more explosive and more like boom, 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 like those like you know, American wrestlers and whatnot. But that's his style. Like everybody creates their own style. Every master has their own
Yeah.
style, right?
Yeah.
So it's nothing
Especially
against
when
him.
you get to black belt level, like you have your
Yeah.
own like
Yeah.
thing that
Yeah.
you're known for.
Yeah.
I will say that Sugi and Isaac are my favorite two black belts to roll with.
Oh yeah.
And it's very interesting to see the difference in how they roll, and it's also interesting to see the point where they stop playing around or they play around less, and then they
Yeah.
just make it known, this is why I'm the boss and this is why you're not.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't
Yeah.
rolled with either of them in a while now.
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah.
I
But
need to,
yeah, like we said, no disrespect to none. It's just different masters doing different things. You know, they're different styles. So
I need a
it's
dojo stone
yeah,
now.
yeah. But like if it was up to me, I would try to train with everyone just to figure every style out. You know, and
Yeah.
create
So
my
like
own.
who's it? Ryan, I can't remember his last name.
Ryan
At
Hall.
50-50, Ryan Hall. He's more like flexi leg work and stuff like that. Like focuses
Yeah.
on legs a lot. So like
Yeah.
that's his like shtick.
I gotta figure out my style. I just cry and then people think what's wrong, and then that's how I get them.
Yeah, and you're like, ha ha ha, deceived you.
But, all right, so before we start up the video again, I will say this. Wilson and Jay have started distracting me while we're rolling to gain the advantage. Like, oh, Tom, you hurt my arm. I'm sorry. And all of a sudden I get triangle choked. I'm like, fellas, what are you
I feel
doing?
like that's not fair, like that tactic.
Well,
It's fun. It's all fun. Like, I don't care.
until someone's arm comes off.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people no, like I've gotten not even like joking or even trying to be deceptive, where I would say, you know, I want a flow roll or something. And then, you know, when as you're rolling, forget that it's supposed to be flow roll, and then you start going harder. And I've gotten like reprimanded for that, you know, because it creates false expectation, and that can lead your training partner to be very like frustrated. It's mostly from like black belts that I've gotten reprimanded for that. And it's like, oh, I thought I was flow rolling, and they're like, let me school you on what flow rolling is.
There's a lot of people who don't understand the concept of flow roll. Even when they say, "Hey, you want a flow roll?" They don't get it. Oh,
I mean, it's hard to.
like this guy right here, Frankie.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right, Yana, let's roll the tape, so to speak.
Yeah. This is the quarterfinals, so my second match. This was for bronze.
I love when you put your glasses on.
Me-
It's like she double like full fist, and then she does this number. I'm like, oh, poor thing.
You know, old lady glasses over here.
Yeah, no, it's that you're making them look like old lady glasses.
Oh,
but they're
yeah,
not.
just my mannerisms.
Yeah.
So I can tell, like, from my white belt video, I'm a lot less, like,
Yeah.
faster.
Wait, what happened in the beginning of this video that the ref said something?
This one?
Yeah, I think it was this one. Yeah, like
No, it's-
like he did.
I think we were just out of bounds.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, he had us restart because we were going toward the yellow.
yeah.
She was going for an ankle pick.
And I always forget about the bounds. And for those of you who are considering competing out there, don't forget the bounds because you will get
she got a penalty.
so like see the red one that was because I went out of bounds. And I always forget about the freaking yellow because I'm just like, but you shouldn't be going out there because they'll give you a disadvantage for that. And I never think about that.
Yana gave him the side eye.
She pulled.
I think I was like looking at the time or something. Was I? I don't know what I was.
You know, you gave him the side eye.
My eyes were wandering for a second. I'm like, oh, great, I'm in full guard. I hate full guard.
Yeah, she's got that deep high collar grip too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I have my knee in, preventing her from like getting any kind of like triangle or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So like normally when this happens, the ref comes in to adjust the gi because it's over my head.
There you go.
I was like, Argh.
Oh.
You should have said thank you.
You almost had look like you almost had.
Yeah, so he was trying. I don't know why I did that. I don't remember doing that, but I think she was trying to like do something, and I was just trying to get away from her.
Yeah, it looked like you almost had a butterfly sweep on her before he stopped you.
Yeah, I was trying to get one.
So you got the penalty because you went out of bounds? Because you guys went out of bounds that time, but there's no penalty.
Yeah. So I decided to switch tactics from butterfly because like I just couldn't like. No, I had butterfly before this, so I was trying to like go to a different tactic. And I don't know why I did that. I should have gone for the De La Riva, but I didn't. And here I'm just trying to like maintain distance so she doesn't like pressure onto me.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
Sweep. And Toriando, my go-to. And try to get the back. And Sugi was screaming like, get your hugs, get your hugs. Like, okay, but her right elbow was like really tucked in super hard. So I couldn't like clear her arm to get that second hook in, but bam. I was like,
you know why
you put all my weight into it.
You know why you missed a couple things? It's because you're fighting. You're actually in the fight, so you can't.
Yeah, you're not always like thinking strategy.
You're like at 50% thinking, you know.
And then afterwards, coach is always like, "Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do?" I was
like, I don't know. Like I was trying. Like I do really try to hear what Sugi's saying when he's like yelling stuff because I'm like his word is what I should like. He knows what I should be doing. But sometimes it's like, I don't know how to do that right now. He'll be like, do this. And I'm like, how? Like, I can't, like I'm stuck, something like that. Or I feel like I can't move fast enough.
Oh, hooks in.
You're a step to her back.
Yeah, you gotta be like, no distance, no separation. And try to get that good old bow and arrow. Again.
There she goes. She tapped. Ooh, that was a nasty one too. She tapped quick.
Yeah, I was like, you better tap to this. Like, I'm not letting go. You got to be mean about it, man. Like,
yeah, you can't. No, God, no.
A win with like, I don't want to fight any longer than I have to. If I can get a submission earlier, I'm going for it. Because I don't want to be fighting, wasting my energy for 4 or 6 whole minutes when I can get a submission in like shorter amount of time than that, because that's just wasted energy.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
It gives them more room to like recover points. So I don't know. Yeah,
no, that's a good strategy. Yeah, no, you say sorry when you handshake. You say, "Hey, sorry, good match," and keep going. This is you paid for this shit, and
exactly.
you're gonna you don't go there to make friends. You make friends.
You
after
can tell, like I don't know. I'm like, what's going on? My face is hilarious. I'm like, what? And my mouth was dry as hell, like a desert, guys. Like, how like the adrenaline kicks in and it just like dehydrates you immediately. I was just like a fish out of water, man.
Like you just ate a bunch of salt.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, okay, so then my last match, I think I did okay with the last one, but I went against this female who apparently flew all the way in from Alaska. From Alaska.
They
Yeah,
train
it's
in
pretty cool.
Yeah.
They train the snow over there.
Pola BJJ.
Bro, I
Yeah,
was like, I tried looking her up on like Facebook, and there's nothing on her Facebook about like anything she
yeah, it's
does.
Alaska. They're off the grid.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the other thing I want to, the
she
only
scrubs
other thing I want to say about this. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say she scrubs her social media so you can find her.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much that's. I'm sure like we're not friends on Facebook, so maybe like privacy settings and whatnot.
People,
She only shows what like very limited information. The
you
other
didn't
thing I
ask.
want to say about this is that she's a wrestler by trade.
No shit.
So you'll see in her matches, she focuses a lot. And I saw this throughout the other matches she had with other opponents. North-south was her go-to position. And that's very much a wrestling move. So all you jiu-jitsu practitioners out there, be afraid of north-south.
oh, there's Sugi in the background. I just saw that.
Yeah, he's right there. The Sugi. And then Saida and Becca were also there. I think they were on the other side. They were like, or maybe they were on the other, like on this side of the fencing, whatever you want to call that. But yeah, this was a very frustrating match because this is the first time I've ever lost by submission. That wasn't fun. But I think it was still like not. She got me down with a sweep. Like she got my foot or something. I can't remember how it started. But yeah, she ended up getting me down. And then her pressure here was like, how am I gonna get her off? And I know now that I was trying to reach for her hips and I couldn't because like when you're in north-south, you should be pushing against the hips. So then I tried to focus on her arms because normally if somebody's like, on me, I try to create distance by getting like my foot onto the bicep, and regaining that spider guard. But I just like, I couldn't hear. And I was like trying to find some distance. My back hurt after this one. Because I was like twisting it so much, and she just like her pressure was so hard, and you can see like she just really had my arm trapped under there. I really could not. I was like, where am I supposed to go from here? And like she just kept inching to keep the pressure on.
Sugi's about to jump that fence.
Yeah, he's about to fight with her. Also, it's just.
And then I actually ended up getting out of this. I forgot that I got out. She just like.
It just seems kind of like that's her whole game plan. It's just a pin, but you can't really. You got to do something more than that,
She had really good pressure game, guys. Like I was just like, what? And then I inverted, and I shouldn't have inverted.
Sugi's like takes over the whole shot, dude.
Yeah, he gets so passionate. And then I made the mistake of going back to inverted. And Sugi later told me like I shouldn't. See how like I'm trying to get my foot in to create distance with her arm there, and she like broke the grip. I actually forgot that I got out of that for a while, and I was able to like recover guard. And then I made the mistake of going back to inverted again.
Yeah, you could if you could grab her pants near the ankle like a De La Riva grip, but grab the pants, that would have slowed her down.
Yeah, I was trying to like get my spider guard like I typically do, and then I don't know what I was doing here.
She stays very like tight. Yeah, you could go for like lasso maybe here.
Yeah.
Lasso this was such a hard match. Like what I should have done here, like I tried to sweep her there because I saw her foot and like thought maybe I could have leverage. And she was just really just heavy. You can see like she's putting all her weight.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, ugh.
Did she
I
try any
can't.
submissions or anything?
No.
She ended up winning by submission. She got a paper cutter choke on me.
But nothing up until this point. I was just making sure.
Nothing up until. No. I think she tried the paper cutter earlier when she had that north-south. But she's just like constantly pressure with her shoulders. And then she got that north-south again. And I was like, fuck. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this.
I think that's something you should train with Sugi now. North south.
Sure.
South escapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know now a couple. Obviously, like as soon as this tournament ended, I was like, okay, I need to learn immediately north-south escapes. And the thing is that I had actually, I knew about some, but I just didn't implement it. Like pushing against the hips, getting one foot in. And I also felt like I had no room to work with. She was giving me no space, because her pressure game was so good.
Ooh.
I mean, all things considered, it was like a whole 5 minutes, of that fight before she got a submission on me. So, and I try to look on the bright side. I gave her some hassle before she got the submission. I think I did, pretty well.
Yeah, I think like the mentality is, if someone's gonna beat me, I'm not gonna make it easy on them, because even if I go in, I realize that I'm that.
Are y'all lights flickering because of this wind storm
wind
thing?
the wind is shaking our whole house.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm just like, going in, even if I go in and I realize I'm outmatched, I'm not going to make it easy on you to beat me. Because actually, my motto is I don't want to end up in someone's highlight reel. That's my.
And if you are, you should be like giving that ass whooping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting match. North-south is such a weird position to be in. And everybody seems to have their own method of kind of getting out of it. But I like to just force them to... I like to force side control and then escape from there.
Yeah, I was going to say something like that too.
But the way that she had Yana's arm when she was playing north-south, that would have made it a bit difficult. Like I have to think about that one. I have to play.
Yeah, it was tight.
Yeah. So
I had a fourth match because I decided to compete in open, and this is probably the most frustrating match because the ref didn't give me points when I had clearly earned them, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. And of course, with it being open, you can be competing against any weight class in your division. And the first person I went against was much heavier than me, but she wasn't as technical as I was.
Was a dude.
What?
Nothing. It's making fun.
So this. I guess she also had a wrestling background. So Sugi kept saying like, "Oh, I need to pull guard."
Yeah, she's tall as hell. Look at her.
Yeah, she was. I was a little intimidated. I'm like, I'm not sure how I'm gonna. And then she kept like just falling on top of me, like over and over and over again.
Knee to the face. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
Telling you, man, give her a shiner.
Oops.
And then I tried to get. I could not get that back tape. Like this was a recurring situation where I almost got her back like 3 or 4 times.
Well, I think it's the height. Her back is like.
It's fucking it's bigger, and I couldn't. Sugi was like just bear hug her,
Pretty much.
Just
look at that height difference. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, she looks like she's about my size, maybe a little bit smaller than me.
No, she look a little on the thick side. You know what I'm saying? No, that's this girl. It's on the bigger. You look at that, Jesus.
Yeah,
She
she's
will
about
lay.
like twice my size, I would
She
say.
will lay you like with a. Huh?
And then drag. Should have
Yes.
pulled guard, but I didn't. I just went to my own tactic, trying to
Yeah,
get her
see.
back over and over and over again.
Yeah,
And
that
I
back
just,
and shit.
I did not get my leg around. Sugi was like jumping. I don't know where he is here. He was like just jumping over the thing.
He's right there next to Saida.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. He was like, get her back, get her back. Whoa. Oh, Saida was the one who kept telling me to roll anytime I was in turtle. She was like, roll, roll, roll. And I'm like,
Yeah,
how the fuck? She's like on top of me. How am I going to roll?
Yeah.
She's like, just tuck your head under. Just go for it.
I
And I'm
find
like,
that
well, I guess I'm going to risk my
yeah.
neck.
She wants to do
Yeah,
that scramble roll, the shit that I do.
yeah, I have such a hard time doing that, going from turtle and then the whole roll, and then you go into full guard, get them in your full guard. I just I'm not quick enough to do that,
Really?
and I also
I
like
just
my neck.
really I have no issues. I just zoop, and I just like bloop, whatever.
Is thech the technical term for
The
Thicknesses.
Yeah, she looks like she's just relying on her size
yeah,
advantage more than anything.
yeah, yeah. This is something I wouldn't be upset about. This
Yeah,
girl is look at that. No way.
because something like this, she should,
You put up a fight. You put up a
yeah,
fight. So
something like this,
that's
she should have gone into like side control or like go around the back or try and do something. It looks like she's just trying to smash you the whole way.
Yeah, like she wasn't moving around. I mean, I also kept putting my foot in the way, so it was kind of
Hey, if
making.
you would you get flagged if you're talking smack to your opponent?
I'm not sure.
Maybe there might be some
Like,
sort of professionalism rule in IBJJF.
And then here I was trying to like get a sweep on her. So here, number one, first of all, the ref should have come in and corrected that gi issue, and he never did that. So I was just sitting there, I'm like, is this guy gonna like do something? But that's okay. And then he stopped me, and I was like, why are you stopping me?
Yana, when did your hair get so long? What the hell? What is this?
No, I want to see this again. Like,
I
so
I have not seen
his
it.
argument for stopping us was that my hand went into her sleeve. And I think maybe here is what he's talking about. I really have no idea when I ever put my hand on her sleeve or when I could have, but he stopped us apparently for that reason. And so I had to go back into turtle after this. Like, I don't remember when I put my.
Maybe right there. But also, whatever you did, you've already rolled out. She's already rolled out of it, so just continue. You know what I'm
But
saying?
he stopped us and he made me go back into freaking turtle again. Have you guys been counting how many times I fucking rolled out a turtle though? Like,
Yeah, this is.
I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna
time?
risk my neck again. And here I am again trying to freaking get her back. And look, that's a fucking pass. That is side control. That's a pass. And they didn't give me any points for that.
Yeah,
no points for passing, no points for side control.
That's BS.
Right. And that's why
match.
Sugi was saying, like, you should have won that match. Like, I should have won this despite everything. Like,
yeah, because like right now you have side control, and it's definitely for more. It's definitely for more than 3 seconds.
Yeah, and the ref
so
is
could have done something.
He's not even signaling for the points. He's just standing there.
Yeah.
So
was this towards
all she had on me was two advantages.
Was this towards the end of the night?
I want to say it was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, so towards the end of the night, right?
I wouldn't say it was like toward at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, I mean, I think if a ref has been there all day, he's gonna start like
That's some
whatever.
bullshit. That's not an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's what happened here.
Yeah, because that, he gave her points for rolling out of that, but like,
He didn't give me points for passing or the side control.
I feel like
I
sometimes
should have been 3 up.
I feel like sometimes too, with the procedure, because there's a size difference, there might be a perception in his mind that she's doing better just because she's bigger, and it
I
looks
really
like
hope that's not the case, and that
Yeah.
shouldn't be the case. If that is the case, he shouldn't be repping.
Yeah. There you
That's
go again.
BS.
Gotta get out of there.
And then this is when you see Saeed over here. She's like, roll, roll, roll. And I'm like, I have to roll. How the fuck am I gonna roll? I was like, okay, here goes my neck. And I fucking busted out of that shit.
Yeah,
I'm so
Yana.
proud for that one because I was really not sure about that one.
So just a reminder, keep the language cleanish.
Oh, right. Sorry about that, audience.
Twitch does not
PG.
like the profanities.
I should have won that by 3 points, honestly. Like with the pass and the side control, 3 at least.
Yeah,
How
you
much
should
is
have
pass?
gone.
That's-
You should have gone points on I mean, even like you were saying, the number of times that you rolled out, that alone should be.
Yeah, look at
I
the size.
had an
Look at the
advantage.
size difference. Look at that size difference.
She's
on that,
bigger
dude.
than the ref.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah, I was really frustrated by this one.
Yeah, you definitely should have won that one. You had clear side control more longer than 3 seconds. That was just some nonsense.
Yeah, so that was my only match in open.
You know what you should do in the next competition when you get out of stuff or you get into side control or get advantage, just go 2.
That's what other people were yelling on the sidelines.
Just start calling out your points.
I mean, that ref wasn't listening to anybody.
Yeah.
Or
hey, maybe the ref likes them thick.
Who knows? I mean, like I said, all things considered, I think I did well. I'm not really that like upset. I'm not gonna go into trying to formally dispute it or anything like that. But,
So what was your, I'm considering doing pants next year.
mhm.
What was like your training like for it?
So now with having mama duty, it's a little harder to get into the gym. So I think I was trying to get at least 4 days of jiu-jitsu training, and then 2 days of conditioning on top of that.
When did you sort of start?
Huh?
Did you how many months before did you start?
I started thinking about it and getting serious, like in the mindset 2 months out. Thinking like as soon as I register, pretty much as soon as I register, I start like my mentality goes into competition training mode.
Yeah.
I need to like up my cardio. I need to start like conditioning more, focus on my rolling. Don't just like lollygag, la-di-da-di-doo-di-da, like flow roll. Like no, now like work on hard training, passing, but like as safely as possible. Obviously you never want to be injured just right before tournament. But yeah, I would say that like I start thinking about competition training as soon as I register and thinking about like I have to admit I don't ever really have like a strategy, and maybe that's something I need to change. That I never go into I'm going to try this sweep, and then I knew that with like the MCL pull that I had just recovered from, I wasn't trying to aggravate that throughout the entire time I was training. So I knew I wasn't going to be trying any sweeps, especially because I hadn't been practicing them, practicing that leading up. But I didn't really have a strategy. Like I'm more opportunistic in the moment. Like that is my strategy. But other people, I've heard that it's a lot more there's more probability of success when you have a strategy, you have a game plan.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I think it depends on the person's personality, because some people
Yeah.
can get it, get a strategy and just laser focus on that and become, it's like tunnel vision. So you miss opportunities when
Yeah.
they present themselves. But that works for some people. It's like, I'm going to do A, B, C, D. But I think for me, I prefer more of the kind of opportunistic, or
Mhm.
just like, maybe, okay, I'm going to work on these two particular takedowns. That's what I'm going to use the whole time. Just like,
Mhm.
and then, maybe work on these two particular positions, or 3 or 4 positions, and just work that the whole time. So not necessarily like, all right, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to do the sweep, and then when I get down, I'm going to go from A to B. More so, let me work on 2 takedowns, 2 side control, maybe side control submissions, back take submissions. So just a couple of in each category, and then just kind of mix and match as you go.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could call this a strategy. One thing that Sugi always emphasized in training is transition, position, then submission, in that order. So so I think that's why I have become so proficient at passing guard and transitioning. Because Sugi really drills that into us, passing guard. You know how he is like, okay, we're gonna do passing guard sparring now, like maintaining guard, trying to pass that other person's guard, yada yada yada. I think that's been really helpful for me. So like thinking of it that way, and I think that can really benefit anyone. So if there's like any one strategy that I'm using, it's transition, position, then submission. Like don't be trying to go for submission when you don't have your position secure. Don't be trying to go for a submission when you're in the middle of transitioning to something else. Like that's the probability of success decreases dramatically if you're not securing each stage of the process. If you haven't mastered each stage of the process, right? Because those like the transitions are the first building block, transitioning from standing up to going down, transitioning from full guard to passing guard, like those transition stages, like that's the first building block. And then once you have your position, like it all comes down to points, right? So in your toughest matches, you're mostly going to be winning by points in your toughest matches, because you and the other person are going to have such good like guard retention, that just getting the pass or securing side control is going to be like your biggest struggle. Let alone like just forget about submissions at that point, and that's why I think he has us focus on that a lot, because when we're going toe to toe with someone who's like our same skill level, that's what's going to matter the most is the points, and when you look at higher belt, the matches for higher belts, you'll see that in with them as well, where it's like really tight and it seems like they're barely doing anything, but they know any little movement, it's like they just forget about the submission at that point, just any little movement is going to give you an advantage or a disadvantage, or points to win that match. So I think like if there's any strategy that gives you the highest probability of success, the one that I use is that order of stages: transition, then position, then submission.
You signed up for IBJJF membership, right?
You have to.
You have
You have to register for the membership if you're going to register for any tournament. They require
Is
that.
there a requirement, like you have to have been registered for a certain amount of time? Okay.
So let's
I don't
pivot
think
a
so.
little bit because I'm a little curious. Frankie, the
Yeah.
training that you put Wilson through leading up to his fight, what exactly did you do? How did you prep him?
It was mostly focused on we had a game plan. We did footage hunting.
Just real quick, this is a chat question, by the way.
What do you mean, like
Someone from coach.
okay. Mostly like a lot of cardio and conditioning and make sure his technique is right and fix his just basically fix all what was wrong with him. But we went in there with a game plan. We went in there with if we saw an opening, what move we should have used and whatnot. Those kind of things. They were we did a little of some footage hunting where we look up our opponent and see where he lacked in and where we can bank in, and we were right on that. But yeah, it's mostly a lot of conditioning, a lot of running. Make sure his cardio was
I feel like that's typical for Muay Thai. Always running 6 miles every day. Strengthen those shins. Yada yada yada.
Pretty much. I mean, once you get
did you make him kick banana trees?
No. I mean, basically, once you get the basic on the Muay Thai, like your basic, like okay, cool. But once you start adding this and that and this technique and that technique, or we're gonna be doing this game plan versus their game plan, then that's when it starts getting a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, I think I need to find out like some good conditioning tips for jiu-jitsu besides just like rolling hard all the time.
Yana,
come to Monday and Wednesday is Frankie's Muay Thai class.
That's true. I mean, Muay Thai could be a good conditioning for jiu-jitsu.
You were a Muay Thai guy.
I know how it was.
No, the cardio. I think, but they're different sports requiring different.
No, yeah. I mean,
God,
conditioning. Well, I guess conditioning in the sense of,
cardio.
because like with Muay Thai, there's a lot of it's really fast paced and explosive, that sort of thing. So that helps with in terms of opening up with your breathing and also you need to breathe in Muay Thai, So that helps with a lot of the sort of circulation, breathing, that sort of thing, which can apply. Essentially, I think Muay Thai is really helpful with building endurance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yana, did you do any special conditioning when you were prepping for your PANS matches?
Yeah, I think the best conditioning when prepping for a tournament is you stop doing strength training, like no more weightlifting, and focus solely on like HIIT workouts, high intensity interval training, and cardio. So instead of going to the gym or going outside and running 6 miles like you would do for Muay Thai, because that's more appropriate for Muay Thai. For Jiu-Jitsu, it'd be more like, because you have those periods of like waiting or a stagnation, and then short bursts of energy that you need to maintain for like an entire minute, right? And then back to stagnation. So for Jiu-Jitsu, I find that the best type of conditioning workouts are high intensity interval training. So like think about CrossFit. Well, I mean, but with lower weight, you shouldn't be doing like 200-pound snatches and shit like that.
Yeah.
More about like burpees combined with like the rope, battle rope or whatever it's called, combined with like ball slams, or like lightweight thrusters. It's all about like moving, high reps, moving quickly and not stopping for like 4-minute circuit and doing that, like those 4 exercises minute for like 5 times over. So total the whole workout being like a total of 16 minutes or something. But that's what's going to give you the best results.
Like those. I agree with Yana on that one. Like high lightweight high repetition circuits is really good. Like clean snatch and then hit the ball, hit the rope, bike for like 30 seconds and whatnot. So
right. Or like with the row, or another great exercise for jiu-jitsu And I know also for Muay Thai, it's like the bike, that resistance bike. You go
Yeah,
for like a minute hard, and then
yeah,
a minute light, super light, and then a minute hard. Same thing with the rower. Rower, especially for jiu-jitsu, because that grip strength, you're
yeah.
using your grip strength for the rower. So that's another great way. It's like doing 5 reps of that minute hard, minute light, minute hard,
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to be that power lifter or bodybuilder,
Mhm,
body when you're competing and stuff like
mhm.
that. You want to be small and lean,
Yeah.
for speed and strength. Because you take Master Sugi and he gets on top of you. That dude weighs
He
five
feels
thousand
like
pounds.
300 pounds.
Right. And the guy is not that big, but he's all
Mhm.
solid muscle. So, and the stuff that he's doing, when you see him, there's not a whole lot of weight there, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I'll
yeah.
admit that in the past, I made the mistake of overtraining in the past, leading up to competitions where I would do too much cardio,
Yeah.
thinking that would help me, but really, and then this past tournament, I felt like the best I've ever had with tournaments because one, I slept more.
Hmm.
I gave myself more rest between, well, I mean, I
Yep.
had to
Yep.
because I'm a mom and I don't, I can't be in the gym 24/7 now, but like I gave myself more rest between workouts and trainings. And that gave me time, my body time to recover. I also didn't do like long runs like I used to in the past. And I found that like those short bursts of energy workouts, the hit training or the hit workouts were like super, like I said, I felt the best I ever had at this tournament than I had in any prior tournament I've ever competed in because like I didn't have that muscle soreness after like
Hmm.
you normally feel from like gripping so much or whatever. I didn't feel, I mean, I had like the dry mouth, but I didn't feel like winded per se. I
Hmm.
didn't feel like, oh man, that was all my energy for the rest of the day or anything like that. I felt like, okay, I still got more in my reservoir, you know?
So,
Yeah. Rest. That's
so
another big strategy. Rest,
yes,
rest,
yes.
rest.
Yeah. So I was gonna, yeah, rest is really, really good. I used to train with a guy. He would always say, train like you're a caveman. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, what was the sole purpose of a caveman, right? It was just to
Mm,
find food. And he would go to lengths and lengths and lengths just to find the food, right? So imagine you're just training to eat, right? So you don't have to lift these big weights and whatnot, just lightly and work out like you're gonna go have a meal this big and
mhm.
and stuff like
And
that.
you
So
probably should
I
have a
had that
meal.
mentality. Yeah, and then he was like, cavemen guys, they slept 12 hours. So always have that proper resting
Yeah.
period to have your muscles recover, to have your, the proper flow of blood going into you, those muscle tears to recover. Even I believe highly, highly in ice baths. Ice baths are like gold when it comes to muscle recovery and whatnot.
Uh,
Yeah.
real quick, for for our chat users, if you don't want to ask questions in the chat, go ahead and send us a message through Instagram. That's perfectly fine. That's what people have been doing tonight. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Sorry. Continue.
So yeah, ice baths, saunas. So I like saunas to me personally. It's like releasing toxins and bad toxins throughout your muscles and whatnot. But ice baths for recovery and breathing. And believe it or not, when you sit in that ice bath, you got to control that breathing instead of going right. You like
I've never done an ice bath before.
you should.
It does
It's
not
it,
sound like a pleasant experience at
it
all. I've done
it's
Epsom salt bath, but not.
so Epsom salt like dehydrates you because it takes away from the muscle.
Mm,
Ice bath like keeps it all in, but once you go past that pain mode, then you start training your mind. Like, okay, let me push to 12 minutes. Let me push to 13 minutes.
it just sounds like
Those
hypothermia waiting to
it
happen. Like,
it does, but it's very helpful because when it comes to training, it's like, okay, let me fight for these 12 seconds. Let me
mm,
push for 12 seconds. Let me push to 13 seconds. Let me push to 14. Let me keep
mental.
pushing and
Yeah.
pushing. Exactly. So it's working out the mental aspects as well as lowering your blood pressure and whatnot. It helps with fat loss apparently, because your body's starting to burn more fuel to keep you warm or trying to survive. So
Oh
it's,
yeah,
you
that
got
sounds smart.
yeah. You should it doesn't
It's trying to
sound
fight the
smart enough.
hypothermia that you're about to give yourself.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, you need to regulate and train up to
Yeah.
this. Like you start
What's
with
like
30
the
seconds.
maximum amount of time that you're supposed to stay in an ice
I
bath?
th-
Was it like
I
20 minutes? It
I
can't
think
be.
no, I think I've seen 18 minutes.
Well, how long did people normally, like, how long would you do it for when you were
Me? Oh God, when I was doing Muay Thai, I would try to do like a minute in, and then like 10 minutes out, and then minute back in, and
Hold
then
on a
10
second.
minutes.
Okay, now I'm thinking
Yeah.
about all the logistics of creating an
Yeah.
ice bath and all the
Yeah.
ice you need and like maintain the ice so that
No,
it's
just well, they make these nice like cool ass ice tanks. But if you're on a budget, take your old like go to like Home Depot, find yourself those like big old like trash can bins. Go to 7-Eleven, get yourself 2 bags of ice, throw them in there, top your ass in there with water. You're good.
I'll
You know what? This summer I'm gonna have one at the gym, or just get a kiddie pool. Kiddie pool. You inflate a kiddie pool, add a water, and then throw the ice in there, and just dive yourself in there. Yeah, we should
I'll
do
think
that.
of
I'm gonna
that.
do that. I'm gonna do that this summer, one of these days, and hopefully I catch you, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, hop in."
I'm like, no thanks. And
I'm
you're
taking
gonna like drag my ass in there and then
exactly. I'm like, boom, bear hug, and
like,
boom, we're going in together.
Does your sweater say jujitsu?
it says jujitsu mom. You already
Oh,
Where
know.
did you
nice.
get that?
I got this at the venue
Oh,
at the
Oh,
Panelists.
I need a jujitsu dad one.
yeah, I was thinking about the same
Yeah.
thing.
No,
I got a I got a volleyball dad, because since my oldest does volleyball tournaments.
yeah, I see that's the thing. When I saw the shirt, I'm like, does that mean that um
Your kid needs to be doing some kind of
kid
jujitsu.
does
Yes.
jujitsu or that
Yes.
I'm
I don't know.
that I'm a
No,
mom and
that
I interpreted it as like I do jujitsu and I'm a mom. That's how I
no,
brought it.
okay, but it's like I have that says volleyball dad, but I don't play volleyball for nothing.
I think that
It's
could
Hey,
my
go
it's
either.
all up for interpretation.
Yeah, it could go
I'm
Hey,
either
sure, I'm
way.
sure your daughter's gonna do it at some point. So you're just like
You
prepping
already
for the future.
know.
Yeah.
honestly,
It's gonna become the Yana legacy.
yeah. Little change of topic here. Volleyball. It's some serious. Those girls and boys, man. They get down and dirty, man. I tell you what,
Bruce is
I saw
all up
some.
on their arm.
Yo, these like my daughter. She's a libero, so that's like the person that you always see that dive for the ball or just jump in like midair and just
Mhm.
hits the ground. She's that. Man, she gets banged up. Blah.
Oh, I'm sure.
We went to Norfolk, um, just like 2 weekends ago, and man, her knees were all banged up. Her knees were all banged up, like massages. And some of these girls, man, they look like they had
Like
like
old ladies.
yeah,
Like
and
they've
it's
been through
crazy.
some stuff.
Yeah, and it's crazy because they got on the sidelines, like on off to the sides, they got like massage therapist people and whatnot checking out these people. And when you see like a group of girls over there getting their shoulder checked out, getting their knee checked out, and all that kind of crazy stuff, it's pretty cool.
So it's not a combat sport, but you're saying it should be. Or that
It
it's
kind of looks like
pretty
it,
close to that.
or sounds
Yeah,
like
I
it.
mean, I have a video of my daughter, man. She went for this one ball, man. That I thought no, she went in and she got it. She died, but she bruised up her rib that day.
Mm.
Yeah, so she was out for a minute. I was like, oof.
Yeah, that sounds like the time Wole popped one of my obliques. It was great.
I did? Oh, you're welcome.
It was like
He's
6
like,
or
oh, I
7 years
did?
ago.
I
not
should do it
sorry.
again.
No, please don't do it again.
So, hey, what did Wilson say? He didn't reply.
He had to go to. He got called into work tonight.
He was sleeping. That dude snaps a lot.
I can only go off of what he said.
So you're all gonna do pans next year? Should we make a pact?
You know, I think someone posted about Pan next year being in Maryland, actually.
Oh, if it's in Maryland, I'm
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, if it's a
Well,
Maryland,
I have to go back to see.
done deal.
It depends where my journey's going because I'm more focused on these kids, man. Honestly,
No, I mean,
like Wilson's. I think he's trying to fight mid-July again, so be on the lookout for that. That's
yeah.
going to be interesting. Um, we're really trying to get for the gold this time, and we're really going to put some like.
Oh wait, never mind. That was PBJJF. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
We're gonna try to. I'm gonna try to see if we get some like early bird morning sessions, like 6 a.m. kind of things. You know what I'm saying?
that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'll
Not
see-
for them, they won't. Not for fight camp.
Yeah, I'll probably show up just to do laps and I don't know, throw something at him occasionally. Just yell,
Yeah.
dodge. Just throw it at him. See if he dodges it.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Where's Jordan been at?
doing Jordan things,
Being a dad
being a
and
dad.
a husband.
I know admit that's in Turkey.
No, he's not. No,
Being
he's not.
responsible.
No, he's not. Jordan's probably playing with his toy guns and shit.
Or that,
I
or
hope he
his,
watched.
or his pit bulls. But anyways,
Yeah.
the last topic I wanted to talk about was bullying.
Oh yeah.
So
Just generally?
no, there's been a lot of videos about kids getting like
Yeah.
brutally bullied, and the jiu-jitsu community through the efforts of Tom DeBlas, he's been getting the victims jiu-jitsu training and sponsoring them for jiu-jitsu training.
So a couple months and so I'm training somebody because she got bullied.
Mm.
But a month before that, they showed me a video of in the county that I'm in that this kid got rocked so bad that he started having a seizure, bad. And you can see the video. I'll see if I can get it next time. But apparently they're pressing charges on these kids and whatnot. But this is what I mean, man. Like, you know, I know watching people get in fights and whatnot is cool and whatnot, but if your own friends are there recording you while fighting, those aren't your friends.
Mm-mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Wait, so are you saying the bully got robbed after the kid got jiu-jitsu training, or
No. This is separate from the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, this is separate from this is from in my county. So and then not even a month after that, I saw that video. My student now, she got into an incident, and it was bad. But now we're starting to build that confidence up, and yeah, and it's pretty. I'm excited because I could see a change. Her parents are starting to see, hey, we see a change in her studies and whatnot. Like, yes, this was something traumatic, but yet this is helpful. You know?
Yeah, a lot of times it's not really about the physical.
Yeah.
Training is more of the kind of mental fortitude, so that if you are in that situation again, you're confident enough that you know how to sort of handle it, so it doesn't escalate. But you are also confident enough that if it escalates, you know what to do.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say out there, honestly, if there's younger people or anybody that's being bullied and whatnot, it's not cool, man. You know, it could be a serious consequence, man. Like, you know, okay, yeah, you punch somebody in the face, and then what happens if you kill that person? You know, because that's had happened even in professional, rings. Someone gets punched, their brains get rocked, and they die.
So
you want that mentality, like, yo, I killed somebody, and you're gonna live with that. One, you're gonna live with that mentality in jail while your parents are suffering because they're paying for all your damages, all your stupidity that you've done, and you're in a 3x3 with Big D Tyrone, you know, and then your whole life is screwed over. Over what? Over a quick 10-second fight that was
Mhm.
basically over some
World
or some
star.
Mhm.
yeah, over some dumb shit. And all you're doing is trying to entertain these people that call you your friends. And if you lost, they're gonna make fun of you. And if you win, they're gonna praise you. But what are they praising you for? That you killed somebody?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
one of the problems is that it seems like a lot of these bullying incidences that are being recorded now, people are intentionally recording them to try to get clout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, like I saw one the other day where this guy was just walking along, walked up to this small kid, and then just brutally hit him in the face. But the problem is that even though a lot of these kids probably think or tell people that they can fight, they actually don't know what they're doing. So they're probably, in my opinion, just like a white belt, more apt to use too much force, too much weight,
Hmm.
too much
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and could do serious harm to someone. And I saw that when I lived in PG County. Like when people would get into a fight, one person would start getting beat up a little bit more and start go to the ground. They would start stomping on his head, which, per law, and I can't remember if it's nationwide or if it's in most states, that's attempted murder. If someone's on the ground and you're fighting them and you stomp on their head, that's an attempted murder charge. So, you know, a lot of these kids need, excuse my language, I'm going to curse, need to cut this shit out because
Hmm.
A, people's lives are getting ruined. You know, there's kids committing suicide, but they're
Hmm.
getting themselves in trouble. You know,
Hmm.
I went to high school with three guys. Well, I didn't. Well, I knew of them. They weren't friends. Who got into fights, started doing that head stomping crap, and they got convicted and they were doing time. Two of them were tried as adults.
Mm.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
and I'm not gonna say, oh, just because I don't know what they've been through. I've done things in my past life that I'm not proud of, and those are some of the consequences that I have to live with now. And trust me, it haunts me every day, what I've gone through. But by me being a coach, I need to teach. Okay, even though I'm teaching you martial arts and
Mm.
whatnot, this is something you do not use unless it's your last
Yeah.
resort.
And that's really
Yeah.
hard to teach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what was that saying is that the most dangerous person are people that know martial arts, but the most nicest people are the people that train martial arts.
Mhm.
We are the most dangerous people. Yana could, rip a whole arm out of your socket and then just leave you there. Thomas can choke
Too
you
nice
out.
to do something like that. I agree. Like the chillest, most humble
Yeah,
people I've ever met tend to
yeah,
be those who've like, dedicated
yeah,
a lot of years of their life to mastering form of martial art, whether it be
yeah,
Yeah.
karate,
I mean,
jiu-jitsu,
I think it also
whatever.
comes from understanding the consequences. You
yeah.
know,
Exactly.
I
And
always think to
I
myself, if I'm ever in a fight and I have to like hit someone or whatever, there are consequences. They could fall and bust their head open on concrete, and
yeah,
then that's, even though I was protecting myself and I was using martial arts and stuff like that, that's a consequence I'm going to have to live with, you
right.
know.
Mhm.
But I mean, we all probably been through some kind of trauma ourselves back in the day, right? But we try to, now that we're martial artists, we try to, use this as a way out so we won't go back to that BS life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think
You,
it's the martial arts kind of gives you a different look on life. And
yeah,
there's sort of, those who train martial arts for the holistic, you know, part of martial arts understand that there's also philosophy behind it.
yeah,
Not the raw strength and I'm gonna go armbar someone and I'm gonna destroy someone. There's a philosophical and sort of psychological aspect to training martial arts.
yeah, yeah. But when you go in here thinking you're Mr. Macho or
You're
whatnot,
hot-ish.
Oh,
yeah,
and the other thing is, you don't know what other people know. You know, you might go out and try and bully someone, try and punch someone. There might be somebody who is, you know, I don't know, black belt in some martial art or very adept at some martial art, and you will get hurt.
You know what? You know what my biggest fear is? If someone starts bullying my kid, and I start like mouthing off at the bully or the bully's parents, and then their dad is like a D1 wrestler. That's my nightmare.
Then just sit on the ground.
But see,
sit on the ground. See what they do.
Yeah,
they can't get you.
You think that's something that's gonna fear, but it's I've never seen it. I mean, that D1 wrestler is gonna probably discipline his kid to be a D1 wrestler, but he's gonna show him that discipline as well. You know,
Yeah.
like I teach Adita, like, yo, we do not use this. This is your last hope. This is, and she knows, But yeah, that clout stuff doesn't work because you never know who you're gonna be fighting. You know, you want clout. Come to the gym.
Yeah,
bring your camera.
Sign a waiver.
Yeah, sign the waiver. Come in. But if I beat you, you're joining my class. Yeah, you're joining my class.
Yeah, and some of these bullies are huge, like just massive. Like, there's one guy recently who was like knocked out a teacher. He was over 6 foot, over 250.
Okay. Let me backtrack a little bit. For a bully to become a bully, something traumatic must happen, right? He's probably trying to vent out, or his household, something's going on, or where his area is, that we have to act like that sometimes, right? But that's something where the parents need to come in. Therapy, parents, look out for help, man. If you're a bully and you're just doing this just
because you're angry.
Yeah, angry or trying to become popular. Step into a martial arts gym. The attention that you're looking for will be there.
Yeah,
trust me.
That's also a great therapy session too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Trust me. And me personally, and this is something that I'm still struggling. I got mental health issues. I used to hide it and whatnot, but now I'm coming out openly, like, yo, I have, but you know, I go hit my heavy bag once in a while. I go, you know, clear my head and stuff like that because it helps, you know.
Yeah. Saida made a good point. She mentioned at some point that, you know, martial arts can be good therapy, but it shouldn't be your only therapy.
No, of course not.
Yeah,
of course not.
And I thought that was really important because it's like, you know, a lot of folks get into martial arts because, you know, they need a release. They need something to, you know, they need to punch on something or whatever it is, and they spend their whole time and their whole life in the gym, and that's how people get hurt. You know, if you're taking out, you know, you're using jiu-jitsu as a way to kind of relieve stress or whatever. So,
right.
On top of, you know, see a therapist too.
Yeah, and another thing is like, okay, martial arts is like therapy, right? But it's a community as well. So on top of that, you're making friends, and you don't never know who you might. I met a bunch of people, man, a bunch of amazing people off martial arts because this is what they do.
You're welcome, Frankie.
Yeah. So yeah, like, you don't know who walks through that door. You don't know if it's you know, the guy that killed 25,000 people and he's become, you know, a saint now, or if he's the president of the United States. You never know who walks through. But the BJJ lifestyle, man, and Muay Thai is like,
well, I will say,
create friends.
I will say this. We didn't know until after he left, but one of the guys who trained at the Pentagon was an FBI director, and not just any FBI director. Apparently, he was the FBI agent that interrogated Saddam Hussein when he was caught.
Yeah, see, you never know, man.
No clue.
Once you, and that's the beauty about joining these gyms and whatnot, is that you create a community, not knowing what these people's background is. It's because you guys like doing the same shit. You know, sorry for my language. You like rolling around, and that's, you know. You never know. You might meet John Wick on the on the on the on the mat one day, and
Hey,
you not even know.
Keanu Reeves does train.
Yep.
Didn't he just get a belt promotion? I think
He may have.
just recently. I think
Maybe is he
I
a
know,
brown belt now? He might be a
no, I think he's purple. I think he just went
purple.
to purple. I know he was blue for a minute. And I think he just ranked up to purple.
yeah,
Yeah, see, I respect that. It's like, it doesn't seem like he used his celebrity to get
No,
you
everybody
know,
loves
get
Keanu
ahead,
Reeves.
because he's I know for the longest time he's been a blue belt and I think, like you're saying, he recently got promoted. So I don't know if it's because he doesn't have time, but either way, he's still putting in the work.
Yeah, you don't want someone to give you a
No.
belt. You want to earn that thing. Why do you think I've been a white belt for 10 years?
oh,
Why
that's,
why do you think I've been a blue belt for 10 years?
Right.
so Frankie, that's an easy answer. Wilson, Wole, that's an easy answer. I don't know.
But Wilson shouldn't be an excuse. My excuse is that I haven't earned it. I haven't been training. I haven't been coming consistently, and I respect that. And I
Yeah.
know my position. I know my position in the BJJ world. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Well, anyways,
so
folks, it's coming up to be about that time. So
Mm-hmm.
let's do final thoughts. Yana, you can go first.
Um, oh, what are my final thoughts? When it comes to, since I focused on tournaments and discussing tournaments this time around, my final thoughts will be make sure as soon as you register for a tournament, you get your mind into competition mode and you're focusing on all your weaknesses and things you can improve on. You're focusing on your circuit training, eliminating strength workouts, um, eating clean, resting well, getting sleep, um, and then if you're thinking about tournaments, I recommend starting local. And the grappling industries round robin tournaments are the best bang for your buck and where you're going to get the most experience. And then once you feel comfortable with those, you can move on up to the big, IBJJF tournaments and test your skills against people who are, really, really trying to win those medals. So, no matter the outcome, my final thought is no matter the outcome of your matches, it will not determine your worth as a person. It will only build you more character and focus and motivation to train harder in the future. And that's it.
Mm-hmm. That's actually very poetic in a way.
Mhm.
Frankie, final thoughts.
final thoughts: stay patient. Think through your attacks and have discipline for yourself. Uh, Always take things one step at a time and practice technique. Always practice technique. Technique always beats strength and speed every time. So those are my final thoughts.
And Wole, your turn.
Yeah, I think adding on to like the tournament stuff. So my daughter, she's gonna have her first tournament in a couple of weeks. It's in the house, but she's like super nervous about it. And I just tell her, it's just gonna be like a longer rolling session. And also that, and I think one of her instructors, he had a very good point. Is and he tells the kids, don't be nervous. Everybody loses in jiu-jitsu, and it's true. All of us have lost at some point. And if you're winning all the time, then it's not you're not advancing. You're not it's not gonna be interesting. You do need a couple of losses. Not that you intentionally go out there and lose, but you always try your best. But if you lose, it's just you're collecting data. you're getting information about what you need to work on so that you can win the next time. So yeah, I think focus on training, focus on your technique, focus on really, like Yana said, eating clean, all of that stuff. Just like really focus on that. Put your all out on the mat, and if you lose, you just train harder for the next one. And if you win, that's great. You go back and you train harder again.
Mm-hmm. So for me, I do have a little wisdom to share. When you get up in age, never be afraid of using deception and sheer stubbornness to your advantage. And with that, I bid you all a good night.
Oh, Hands 2024.
What?
We're gonna do it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just going to go watch and heckle. So,
Okay.
Well, there's Pan American Jiu-Jitsu in June this year, so consider that. Anyway, yeah.